out of here. Oh, there's a chair. Maybe I can stand on that and push through a tile and get over a wall or something. What country am I in? Is this Argentina? What is this? A note? What is... Oh, it's a note. Oh, okay. It's a comment I got on one of my videos yesterday. Okay, well, I should go check that out then. All right, let's go see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there, I found the comment. Okay. Whew, man, I don't know what's going on. So I made a video yesterday called Going Bald in Your 20s and Time Travel Lessons. Now, Green Parrot had left a comment which led to kind of a little conversation, which basically is this video. But there's so much value in it that I just have to share it with the rest of the brotherhood here. So Green Parrot commented this, saying, quote, "I don't want to be cynical, but it's like telling someone who is young that it's good to lose their parents at an early age because they can learn a life lesson earlier than most people will." To which I replied and said, quote, "I say trauma either forces a person to become better or worse. I say that's how life is," end quote. To which Green Parrot responded, saying, quote, "So there is some advantage in having traumatic events in youth, but it's still a pure rationalization of experiences that no one would like to go through," end quote. Did you get every word of that? Because I believe every word of that is crucial. If you're going to continue to watch my videos, you have to accept that that's a fundamental part of my belief system. And we need to fathom that, because as I've said before, I don't have 15 subscribers about hair loss because I know a lot about hair loss. I have subscribers because I'm good at looking at the underlying psychology that people encounter as they're realizing they're encountering hair loss. That's what makes me special on the internet. And so we have to look at this. And let me just kind of address that bullet point again, that it's not a question of, in life, are bad things going to happen to us? They are going to happen to us. And our response, our reaction to those traumatic events, to those defining moments, they make or break us. And you've heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, I think maybe a modern day translation of that is, what doesn't kill you is either going to make you freak out and become a victim to the circumstances, or you're going to find a way to overcome it and become victorious. That's definitely what I believe. So it's interesting as this conversation has transitioned to talking about losing parents. But it is interesting because we all know the stereotype with Disney movies. We all grew up watching Disney movies, and we all know that with Disney movies, what typically happens? The parents die in like the opening scene. Even Frozen, which is a horrible movie, even then, the parents die in the beginning. So you have these characters who grow up without parents. Some have even seen their parents murdered, like Simba in Lion King. And this whole movie is ultimately how they overcame their parents dying while they were still a kid or whatever, and then their parents die. And yet these tend to be comedy movies. Ultimately, they're upbeat and stuff, but they start out with the parent dying. We could also look at, and I know that, and it's funny thing is, the only confirmed subscriber that actually likes Metallica as much as I do is Green Parrot, who left the comment. James Hetfield, the lead singer of Metallica, his mother died when he was only 16. And so he took that and he did something with it. And he's become one of the most successful members of a band in American history. I mean, Metallica is legendary. And he's, in the documentary on Netflix about Metallica right now, they talk about how many musicians and singers all have one thing in common, and that's that they had a parent die when they were young. It's particularly their mother died when they were young. So I'm not saying that it's a good thing that your parent dies. Obviously, I'm not saying that or implying that. But I'm saying that people that we see come out of this, and they come out all right in the end, they were those people who were able to overcome it, and it ended up being okay. No one would have chosen that path, but it, like I said, trauma either forces a person to become better or worse. And so tying this back to hair loss, now maybe an outsider watching this video would think, why does he keep referring to hair loss as trauma? You know, I've made a video about this before, and you know, as far as trauma, well, that's going to be a relative term. It depends on your perception. For some people, hair loss at an early age, at a young age, is traumatic to them, and I'm not going to take that away. If it's traumatic, it's traumatic. It's all on your perception. But it all goes back to that, on how we decide to evolve as a person. Because when a traumatic event happens to you, you can't remain the same person. Let me say that again. When a traumatic thing happens to you in life, you cannot remain the same person. You either get left behind and you're the victim, or you move forward, you evolve into a new person, and you overcome it. Those are the only two options when trauma happens. So let's talk about hair loss. You're not going to be the same after you start losing your hair. Now, and I don't mean physically, I mean psychologically. So there's some guys who go bald young and it's no big deal. They accept it, they move on, that's their new identity. Others, they get stuck. They get stuck. They can't go forward because they want things to still be the same as they were, and they're only used to that. You either move forward or you get left behind, and that trauma defines you. Hair loss, I'm going to put in that category. I'm saying, so let me use my own words, and then that's the end of the video. So I'm going to substitute the word hair loss. I say hair loss either forces a person to become better or worse. So whether it's losing a parent at a young age, whether it's having some kind of horrible thing happen to you, or if it's simply that your hair starts falling out at a younger age, which would pale in comparison to losing a parent at a young age. Ultimately, we're seeing a common theme here. Could anyone possibly disagree with me? This is making way too much sense psychologically, and it's a fundamental point in all of these videos, that you either freak out about something you can't control, or you do something about it, evolve, and become a new person.